So a few days ago, I posted a photo on Instagram, and with that photo, I attached some text and some copy and a little message to it. And my message was all about my fears and anxiety about pursuing a life as a creative, especially when I was picking what school to go to and which career path, and to actually start a business in this field. And it seemed to resonate with a lot of you. I remember reading through the comments section. So I wanted to make this video to expand on that idea, to share my personal experiences, to share some stories, especially when I was picking what school to go to, and then also my fears and anxiety about starting a business. And then I'm gonna leave you with some tips and some tricks that work for me, and hopefully they work for you, so that you guys can push through that fear and really just chase down the life that you want. So this is less of a tutorial, as it's more an opinion piece and a story piece, or a vlog-torial, or whatever you wanna call it. But we're just gonna jump right into it, guys. So to give you a bit of a background on me, for those of you that don't know or are new to this channel, I've always been a creative. I think it's been in my blood since I was 8 years old. I've had a camera in my hand since then. I've been playing music since then. I just knew that this is something that I was naturally gravitating towards, that this would end up being a big part of my life. Now, going back to high school, I remember specifically being in grade 12 drama class, and I was talking to my teacher. And it was around the time we were applying for universities. She said to me, "Hey Chris, where are you applying to?" I was like, "Oh, just some schools in the city. Gonna probably pursue engineering or architecture and just like, get the safe job and hopefully make some good money, and then I can like have fun in the evenings and play music and shows and also take photos on the weekend." She's like, why is that your plan? You don't sound too excited about the engineering and architecture. You sound a lot more excited about the photography and music. I was like, oh yeah, obviously. I would love to have a career as a famous musician or a famous photographer or just do that with my life. And she goes, why can't you? I remember her looking at me and being like, the why was so heavy. I never really considered it before. No one ever told me that like, this is something you can actually do with your life. I always thought this was like the one-off things that like, if you were lucky, you got this career, instead of just actually putting the work in to go and chase after it. And that why stuck with me so hard. Now, going back, we would go and check out all these different schools. I would go look for like engineering and architecture, and I'm gonna go pick a different spot because I picked right beside construction and it's super loud. Now, I specifically remember going to the different universities. We would go to the ones that had the engineering programs. I'd look around and be like, okay, there's a lot of lecture halls. And there's nothing wrong about pursuing architecture or engineering. I just also knew that it wasn't the right fit for me specifically. And then eventually went to Ryerson for the radio and television arts program. We walked inside and they had these like epic television studios and music recording studios. I remember feeling at home there. I was like, this is the spot. This is where I'm supposed to be, whether I actually pursue schooling or I come to this school for it. I need to be pursuing some sort of creative lifestyle. And it was tough because it's like you're conflicted. You're like, well, do I do things to make my parents happy? Do I do things to just make money? Like, what is gonna actually make me happy while I'm on this planet? So I was like, screw it, I'm doing this. I'm gonna pursue a creative lifestyle. So thankfully I had supportive family around it. They still wanted me to go to university, and that was the compromise, is like, if I went to university, I could pursue a creative lifestyle, but at least maybe there'd be a chance to get a job after the fact. So I went after it. It was one of the best decisions I ever made. But I remember being so scared about being like, where do I go? What am I doing with my life? I don't know why there's so much pressure when you have to pick where you wanna go after high school and what you wanna do with your life. But if you have an inclination that you want to pursue photography, videography, just give it a shot, test it out for like a year, and if you don't make money, if you don't like it, then reevaluate where you are. But if you know that this is something you want and this is the lifestyle that you want, then like, go after it. It's tough when you graduate, but when you get through that, it's the best thing in the entire world. Guys, if you want to vlog in public, just put your phone, and then you can be like talking as if you're like on the phone, and people will be like, oh, he's just talking on his phone. He's not talking to this camera over here. It's a little tip. Actually, you don't have to use that. You just got to push through the fear of like actually going and talking in front of your camera in public. So moving forward, I graduated university, and I was like, I don't know what to do now. I got offered 2 jobs. I remember being like, do I pursue these jobs? I kind of had this little small business that I started while I was in school, and I remember being like torn each way. It's like, I could do this and maybe make like a few $100s or a few $1,000s a year, but I'm not too sure if I like start my own little business and try to go after it, or I can make like $50,000 and $60,000 over here. And I was already getting job offers. I could go to like Ottawa, I could travel to different places. I remember being like, oh, just know what the bigger goal is here. The bigger goal is that you want to work for yourself, so like take the risk. So I started a company. And I got a few small contracts at the beginning. I was like, cool, I'm making a few $100s on this one. Then the next one became $1,000. I was like, oh my God, $1,000 for a video. I only have to do 40 of these a year to make $40,000. That's not bad. 40 videos, I can make that work. And it just kept growing and growing and growing until now it's a full business with like employees, and we like hire freelancers and we do big projects for like Mercedes-Benz. But I remember just being like really afraid of going after it, and really also not having all the skill sets. In school you learn a few technical things about production, but for photography and videography, like you just got to go and make a bunch of mistakes over and over and over again until your videos just like don't kind of suck and your photos just don't suck, and people are willing to kind of pay you for those things. So go after it, but you're not alone. Everybody feels this way. I felt this way when I wanted to go to school and pursue this life as a creative, or if I wanted to even just do it without school. And the same thing about starting a business is it's scary to go after this stuff. And like I was there. I remember being like, how am I gonna make money? How am I gonna do any of this? How am I gonna make my parents proud? How am I gonna do all this stuff? It's just like, don't even get there. It's okay to feel that way, but just push through, put the work in, be brave. That's like in that video with Casey Neistat, work hard and be brave. It's so true. Just apply those principles and you guys will be successful, I promise you. Just go out there and have this like passion to learn and be better all the time, and you guys will be successful in your business. Want to talk about anxiety? I have 13% battery left, and I'm gonna try to shoot this whole video on 13% battery. So I want to leave you with 3 tips to kind of overcome your fear and anxiety about pursuing whatever it is that you love, whether it's a creative field or photography or music, or even if it's something that you just absolutely love. Number 1 is to surround yourself with like-minded people that get what you're doing and what your journey is, because if you don't have people that don't believe in you, you're just gonna get bogged down by all their negativity. Find the people that believe in what you're doing and surround yourself with them. I 100% agree that you are like the average of the 5 people that you spend your time with. So find those 5 people, the ones that like absolutely love the same things as you, and surround yourself with them. So tip number 2 is to educate yourself. Really understand the industry, the ins and outs, study successful people. I remember when I wanted to be a musician, I would study people like Ed Sheeran and Macklemore. And when I pursued a life as a creative, I found successful photographers, asked them questions, and learned everything about the industry that I possibly could, so that when I wanted to pursue this, I knew this was like an actual achievable thing that I could do with my life. Asking somebody who's been through it is a very key step, so educate yourself. All right, and my last and final tip for you is to practice. Practice every single day at your craft. If you want to be a photographer, we'll make it a priority to go out and shoot as often as you can. Say yes to free jobs, say yes to small paying jobs, go and do your own personal projects. And one of the most important things is going back to tip number 1 with your network. Make sure you get honest feedback, not like the feedback where it's like, this was great, and you never actually end up growing. Make sure that somebody can tell you, being like, this could have been done better here, or I think you could try this, or watch this tutorial so that you can implement this on a future project, because having honest feedback and trust is a key thing to growing. So I would use all these tips when I was afraid of going after this lifestyle and career and picking a school, so that I could actually push through that fear and anxiety of like the lifestyle that I really want. So use those tips. Leave a little comment of your story below, or where you guys are at. If you have any fears and anxiety about anything, I'll try to respond back. Maybe everybody else can start a little supportive community in that comment section, and maybe everyone can start growing together. If you guys like this video, please press like. It actually makes a difference. Subscribe. Would love for you to kick it along, and we'll catch you next time. Peace out, everybody. Woo!